peace, wholeness, love, and light. I'm Nudiamonds here with a Sagittarius energy reading. Hello, Sagittarius. I hope everyone out there is doing well. And yes, I feel like if this message resonates, it resonates. All of the sign messages have been telling a collective story. And there's just different chapters and different parts and different pieces to the puzzle that we are all collecting to make this picture whole, right? So this could be a time where you're seeing a full perspective of things that are going on and just really kind of taking things in as they are and not being so, how can I say, blind by the light, right? Or blind by these illusions, right? You're really elevating and seeing things as they are and not trying to sugarcoat things, right? So it's a sense of just really accepting things as they are and not trying to make them out to be something else, right? So just kind of like you being your authentic self, and that's letting other things come to you as it authentic self, right? I hope that makes sense, but it's kind of like the energy that I'm getting is just you embracing who you truly are wholeheartedly, and that's allowing for other things to come in as they are, which is setting off like this domino effect, this butterfly effect, right? I'm being great, I'm elevating, and when these people come to you, they have no choice but to level up with you, right? It's this higher vibrational energy. I'm kind of seeing like an elevator, right? You're just taking the next stop to the top floor, and everybody can't go. It's not enough room for everyone, and you're learning to accept that. You're learning to embrace that without worrying, well, why can't this person go? And it's like they keep showing you the same thing. They keep showing you the same signs. You know, this person isn't going to change. You know, these things are going to change. So it's just like accepting things as they are, okay? This is really getting more in tune with your heart, getting more in tune with yourself. I feel like you went through a huge healing time, a healing period where you just kind of deep dove within yourself to expand, to express, to explore. And now you're ascending to this next level, this higher level within yourself, right? It's kind of like clearing out the chakras, clearing out this old energy, and you're open up to new energy. You're opening up your hands to receive a little bit more, and that is a beautiful thing, right? Because I feel like Sagittarius are always optimistic, they're always open, and this could be for any part of your chart that you're reading for, or if you just feel called to listen to this reading. I feel like this message is all about being optimistic to go to the next level and staying in that energy, but not getting caught up in the illusion of what things may look like, being centered in your heart and being grounded in that to continue to manifest the next level or where you're headed to in the future by using this internal wisdom that you have to push forward, okay? Yeah, it was just kind of really giving like this higher heart activation. Like I said, just really going higher and higher, ascending, due to all of this internal work that you may have done in the past, whether it's looking at yourself, accepting yourself, communicating with yourself, and loving yourself. And that is helping you open up to a whole new world inside of yourself, and also opening up doors to different relationships with people, different relationships with business. And you're just kind of really seeing the changes that investing in yourself does, right? When you truly invest in yourself without this sense of worry, without this sense of, well, I wonder what's going to happen, or just thinking, it's just kind of like, no, I know I'm worth it. I'm going to make this investment, and I know something great is going to come out at the other end of this. That's what you're tapping into now. You're tapping into being more optimistic in when it comes to yourself and your heart. And this is also caused a huge purge within your life. So just really purging out, releasing and surrendering to certain things at this time, so that way you can continue to elevate and continue to grow. It may have started off dark and you didn't really understand what was going on, but the more you got through this cycle, the more you started to see, wow, I am walking in this path of knowing who I truly am and getting more in tune with my spirit, getting more in tune with the Most High, getting more in tune with who I truly am without this sugar-coated false sense of self, right? Just being more in tune with who I truly am, no matter what that looks like. And it's opening up your heart to even more, open up your heart to the divine messages, divine insight. You may be seeing a lot of confirmation at this time, letting you know that you are on the right path, and just embracing the journey that you're on, no matter what it looks like, okay? And I say that because we're all on different parts and different levels on our journey, and that may look different for everyone, but the collective thing is that we're all growing and we're all taking that next step. So you're taking that next step to where you're headed and where you truly want to be, and it's really centered in your heart, and kind of balancing that out with logic, so that way you're able to propel higher, go higher, taking that step back to look at everything from a full perspective and a full view, right? Not just looking at it from one side, looking at it from all sides, so that we can kind of get a better understanding for the whole thing at play here, okay? I have also did a meditation on this energy for you, and I seen someone levitating above the BS, right? I seen someone levitating over like chaos. So you're rising above the chaos, you're rising above low vibrational things, you're rising above the darkness, right? Because I'm kind of seeing like this plane of darkness, and you're just like above it, like floating, like not really energizing that energy, not really amplifying that energy, and leaving that lower hell behind you, okay? Because it's kind of, I'm seeing like energies trying to reach out. I'm seeing entities, I'm seeing people, I'm seeing animals, I'm seeing, it's just like, it looks like hell, right? It looks like that old like thing that you're coming out of was really in your mind, right? This lack mentality, this lack mindset, this you know, I really want to grow, but how do I grow? It's like, no, just do it, you know? Like you're putting in more action to execute what it is that you want, so you can continue to grow to the next level, continue to evolve, continue to mature. And that is all centered within your mind, right? Because the sense of levitation is you have to be still, you have to be calm within your mind, you have to meditate, you have to go within. And the more you go within, the more you ascend, right? That's like one of my favorite sayings, because you could just be going along your day, you know, la 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 la, and end up somewhere and you don't really know how you got there. And it's not you being like aware of where you're going, but when you're really conscious and really tapped into that subconscious mind on what the main goal is, okay, like I said, investing in myself. I want to be one with my spirit, and I trust my spirit, and I know my spirit is leading me to the next level. And you put those intentions to excel, then you really start to see the growth happen. And it's not just like this, oh, it's just happening. It's like, no, I set the right intentions. I planted that seed, I watered that seed, I nourished that seed, and I know it's going to grow. Versus I'm just going to throw these seeds out here and just leave and hope something happens. So you're being more intentional with your mindset, being more intentional with your investments, being more intentional with your energy, being more intentional with what it is that you're consuming and what it is that you're putting out into the world. That way you get the best out of your investment. And I think that's beautiful. And that takes a certain level of maturity and growth. So I love that for you, Sagittarius. And I think that's a beautiful place to be, is when you're able to grow and mature and accept everything as it is without this this sense of control, this sense of wanting it to be something else that it's not, and just accepting things as they are, right? Not this facade, just being authentic, everything in its authentic energy, in its authentic form. That way you can get the realness and the trueness from it, right? I don't want someone to come to me in this fake facade, because eventually their true colors are going to show. It's like, no, come to me as you are and let me decide if I want to deal with that or not, right? So kind of just putting things out on the table. These are the cards that I have. These are the cards that I was dealt. And are you going to accept me for who I am, right? I feel like that's a universal energy. You're giving that out to people, and people are in return giving that back to you, versus this, everything is on this silver platter and this is how it is, and then that platter gets swept from beneath you because it was built on false pretenses. So just really staying true to who you are authentically and being confident in that, and that will attract the right energy that you're wanting to stay in, right? I'm seeing like this bubble, this aura. So you are most definitely divinely protected and divinely guided. And you have been in this safe, sacred place because you are cared for, you are loved. And it may have felt like you are in this isolation or being outcast, but everything happens for a reason. And it's not for us to always understand or understand. It's for us to understand that spirit is working its magic, the divine is working its magic, and we have to surrender and let go, and the bigger picture will be revealed to us later, and you're starting to see a glimpse at that bigger picture, okay? So I love that. Let's get a card out for you and see, wow, the moon, this is the energy, so on the cut, right? The moon, right? What did I say? You were leveling up. You're going up the next level. This is you, this crustacean, this red, fiery energy being, but you're able to be flexible in the water because you're a mutable sign. So you have that ability to be flexible, to be mutable, to go with the flow, right? But this is really you coming up out of that depths of that mind. What did I say? I seen someone levitating above this plane, right? Above these waters, above the depths, above the subconscious mind. And you are evolving, you're growing with these two dogs here, the wolf and the dog. You know, the dog evolved from the wolf, and that's a series of generational events that happen, and you just enlightening yourself and going within, with the hermit face being in the moon. So this is you really going in tune, getting in tune with yourself, that 9, right? And you're the 9th sign. So this is like you're embodying this energy on so many different levels, just going internal and listening to that intuition, nurturing yourself, getting in tune with your emotions, so that way you can continue to have emotional mastery, emotional intelligence, and you're not letting your emotions govern you at this time. You're able to filter through your emotions better and dilute them properly, right? It's not a sense of, oh, I'm angry, I'm gonna lash out. It's like, oh, I'm angry, let me kind of calm down. I have the right, you know, to feel how I feel, but I'm moving through this energy so that way I can get back in tune with my true nature and my true energy, which is a beautiful thing, right? It's a process, right? And you're making progress on your process of evolution and growth within your mind, right? And I said subconscious mind with the moon here, right? You're going to this higher level and ascending past this portal to higher heights, right? With this, the end goal, right? It wasn't an easy road. It wasn't an easy journey. It's not a straight path, but you're on your way to the top. And 1414 on the clock. I love that. So you're most definitely going through a huge ascension portal, and it's all about alchemy. It's all about balance. It's all about trusting yourself, and you are ascending. You are mastering yourself, and that's a beautiful thing at this time. So continue to pour into yourself, and you will continue to see those changes and finally get to the destiny, the pinnacles that you're trying to reach at this time, okay? So yeah, that is my energy reading for you, Sagittarius. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.